Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talking Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we are looking at the flooring items for the Jaguar XK120 open two-seater Roadster models. So what we've got here is a few kits mixed together in a video, mainly constituting the flooring areas of the car. So we've got the sort of main carpet set for the cockpit cabin area, and then we've got the boot trunk mats here for obviously the boot trunk area of it, and then we've got some associated items which you may also wish to consider if you were buying these items at the same time. Things like the petrol filler tank for the boot trunk area. You've got the dip switch cover for the driver's side footwell area. You've got the fixings for the carpets as well, etc, etc. There's a few items in here that basically, if you're buying one, you may wish to consider the other, so I thought I'd mix it up in the video and kind of show a few items. It's worth noting all of the items in this video are included as standard in our trim kit package. Trim kits are basically the all-inclusive kit that we offer for reupholstering and retrimming the whole of your Jaguar XK120 Roadster, and it does work out significantly cheaper to buy it as a trim kit than buying all of the items within the trim kit individually. But we can sell them individually, and if we do so, we sell them in car sets. So a good example of that is the door panels are sold as a pair of door panels, not a singular door panel, so just bear that in mind. Before I dive in, worth checking out the description below. Got lots of useful information about this particular video and the items in it. I do these videos off the top of my head, so undoubtedly I'm going to miss something, so tune in to the details below, as that might give you further information that I have omitted in this video. There'll also be useful links to other videos for other parts that you may wish to consider during your 120 restoration, as well as useful links to our website. Worth checking these out, as it's got some interesting articles in our blog handbook area of our website, which really define us as a business and set us apart from other people within the industry. One big mistake that a lot of people make when trying to select a supplier for their interior trim is assuming that we all offer the same product. They might be called the same thing, they might even be stated as made in the same materials, but that's where the similarity ends. After that, it's down to one, the actual quality of the raw materials used, but also the pattern making ability, the workmanship and end product quality, but also the element of fitment and experience and how these cars go together. And we've been doing this for almost half a century, and we have a fantastic reputation within the industry globally for our quality, workmanship and customer service and experience with these things. So just bear that in mind, and there are articles in the blog handbook that's worth checking that out. Do not try and compare apples with apples. It's very hard when it comes to interior trim and upholstery. There'll also be obviously a link down there of how to contact us directly about placing an order, or at least inquiring about certain things, so be sure to check that out. Anyway, let's dive on in. So what we've got here is we've got the carpet sets, we've got the dip dimmer switch retrim kit there, we've got the fixings, we've got the side under carpet piping, we've got the handbrake safety brake gaiter, we've got the millboard panel for underneath the center cushion armrest. Then in the back here we've got the boot trunk mat and the petrol filler cover there. So they're all kind of the main flooring items. Some of them are more obvious than others, but yeah, I've included all of them as they kind of cross over into one another. The carpets themselves have been done in our Savile grey, but they've been edged in our lighter grey, as we just refer to it as grey. And the heel pads have been done in grey smooth leather with the cross on them, which I'll detail a bit closer shortly. The reason they've been kind of done in a combo of colours is this is actually a two-tone car interior that we're doing for a customer. Do see the links below for other videos within this. But they chose the Savile grey. They thought it would offset nicely against the rest of the trim as well. But they've asked for us to edge it and do all the other detailing in the lighter grey. But the rest of their trim is the blue shade here. It's actually our AH blue. Hence why a couple of the items in this video are blue. So yeah, generally a two-tone combination car, grey and blue. But the carpets themselves, they've actually decided to tonally change those to the darker grey colour anyway. But if you check out the materials and colours library on our website, you'll see that we offer a vast range of colours and shades, more than anyone else in the industry. So just bear that in mind. Each to their own. You know, some people might love this combination, other people might not, and they prefer something else, but that's ultimately down to personal preference, and we happy to advise people on colour combos, etc. But ultimately it's your car and we'll do as we're told. Anyway, let's dive on in. So let's look at the main floor carpets for the time being. So it basically constitutes, you have the toe boards that go up in the footwell area there. This is obviously for a left-hand drive car, hence the slits in the carpet there for the pedals. So you get a pair of those. You then get obviously the front floor carpets. And as I mentioned before, the front floor carpets have the leather heel pads on them with the cross on them. It's worth noting that the cross was only original for the 120 models. However, you do see it on quite a lot of aftermarket kits for the rest of the XK range, but strictly speaking, according to our records, it was only ever the 120s that had that on there. Then you have obviously the main gearbox channel there, and obviously has the gear shifter gator sewn into it. Now, those eagle-eyed of you will see that we've got the seam there. That is done by design. We've intentionally done that. It's a bit of a subject to the debate which way the seam originally went. A lot of people will say it went that way, and I don't think there was ultimately much consistency in the factory line, but we've actually designed it intentionally to go the other way. And the reason for that is when it's all said and done in the car, you don't want to see a seam, you want to see the nice part of it. So that's why we've changed that round there to suit the aesthetics within the car. Obviously, if you prefer us to do it the other way around, then we can do, but that has been done by design, which is a common theme within a lot of the products that we offer. We know how these cars go together and look when they're all said and done, and so we like to tailor it accordingly. Anyway, moving on, you get the rear floor carpets as well, pair of, and then you get material to cover the inspection plate, which is normally situated on the gearbox tunnel. We've done two colours there. We've done grey and blue because it's a two-tone car. Not sure which way the customer is going to go with that element of things, so we've just included both shades there so that they can make an informed decision at their end. At the front of the car here, we've also got this dip dimmer switch. So this is sold separately to the carpet set. Just to refer to a book here, it's this area here. Now this is done in moquette. Moquette is a wool-based product. It's a very short pile, no backing on it. Jaguar uses this for a lot of parts in their cars, the backs of the seats, the wheel arches, things like that. And it's great because it's got the look and feel of carpet and the quality of it all, but it's a lot more pliable to smaller areas there. So it's ideal for trimming around such small areas like that where you need to get it around a corner there. So that's those elements there. Obviously you can see here, this is where the pedals come out, etc. for it all. And there you are, so you've got the gear stick. Okay, so that's the cover plates right there that I mentioned. You can see it again there. And these are the footwell elements of things here. Fixings wise, we do supply a carpet fixing kit, again sold separately to the carpet set, and it's these four main ones here. So you had effectively those slotting into one another, and then the screws as well. So that is the carpet fixing kit set there. Then other items within this video sold separately to the carpet set. Got the Handbrake safety brake gator. It's leather. This has been done in AH blue to match the rest of the customer's trim there, and they do come with the rivets for fixing it in place in the car. You also had the centre console that sat in between the seats, the bench style seats, and over the top of the gearbox on, so it kind of carried on here, so hence why I've included this in there. Obviously we do a cover for this as well, but I just thought I'd throw the console millboard piece in there. It's cut, creased and riveted to form the shape there, and obviously the cover goes over the top of that there. You then had the under carpet piping, so these went down the kind of sill areas of the car, and it was just used to tap the carpets in place and to kind of hide the gap in between the edge of the car, I believe. Often overlooked in the industry, those, but yeah, original according to our archive notes. And then finally, in the boot trunk area of the car, you had the boot mat. Now on the Roadsters, they were commonly done in wool. And then for the drop head and fixed head, they switched to the PVC Hardura plastic material, and then that theme carried on for the rest of the XKs. I think some notes do suggest that some of the Roadsters would have also left with Hardura, but generally speaking they left in wool. So that's how we provide them unless requested otherwise. For the wool version, we do supply a natural jute felt underneath them. Obviously the Hardura already has that element on the backing of it, so not required, but for the wool version, because it's just a rubber backing there, we do supply that. And then you obviously have the cutaway here for the petrol filler in the boot, and that's the material to retrim that. Again, not all of the XK120s had that piece trimmed. Let's see if I can find a reference in this book here. Boot area. Sorry, there we go. Perfect 120 carpet. You got the filler cover there, perfect, there we go. So the filler not trimmed in that one, and I think it does, there we are. Fuel filler pipe cover was trimmed on the alloy cars but was simply painted black on the steel body cars. I'm sure that's not rule of thumb for all of them, but that was certainly the majority of them there. So there we are as well, carpet fitted, boot floor replaced with Hardura mats, bound in Rexon in 1952. Again, wouldn't take it as gospel, but it's a decent overview. So I think that's it. Hope you found that useful. Try to keep it as brief as possible. But yeah, so a few kits all in one, mainly constituting the flooring area of the 120 open two-seater Roadster. Like I say, see more details below, click on the links. Please remember to like and subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts. And remember to tune in for the next one. Thank you.